Since MGPicker version 2, many brand new features are introduced, and many of them result as the brand new tool panel in MGPicker Studio Designer UI. The most important one is the outliner, because many item types it's designed as invisible in the graphic view, so the only way to access it could be just the outliner, because it lists out all the items in your picker scene. And you can also hold the shift key to expand or collapse all these items. And in the right context menu, there's also a lot of features like delete highlighted or show highlighted if it's hidden. Okay, in the context menu, we can also filter display a certain type. If you turn off all, everything is hidden except for the panel and group. This is by design because a lot of time if you turn off all and then turn one slider on, because you hide because you filter out the panel and group, and it's the parent of these sliders, the slider themselves will also be invisible. So by design, we exclude the container type from this menu list. And once you got any filter, you can see there's this filter button turns yellow, and you can click to reset, clear out the filters. And for some other item types, you can only do a certain of operation in Outliner. For example, for the animation item, you can only click on animation item in Outliner and then mirror duplicate animation, or like edit animation. Okay, so this is the outliner. It's very useful. Relationship panel. This is a relationship panel. If you don't see it, you just go to the view and then relationship. Also, you can select any item and then use F6 hotkey to load up the relationship panel and then show the selected item into this view. So what does a relationship panel do? It was designed for present you the actual logic relationship between attribute button and other buttons, because as you know, attribute button can control other items visibility via the attribute links, and the actual control relationship might be very complex regarding the relation. So this brand new panel is added just to make you understand more easily how this relationship works. So to load the item into the view, you just select the item and then use F6 hotkey, or just use this button. And if you want to add more items into that view, so that you can look at them at the same time, you just select the items and then use this button. Okay, so what you can do in this view, so first the view read like this. Text 33 shows when on is the value of attribute button 74. You just read the text from left to right to understand the logic. So if I turn it off, then you can see the actual control relationship get changed, and this also get reflected. So you can select multiple items and then turn that at once. Okay, so this button means currently it's laying up from left to right. You can change it to top and down. So in this way, you need to read top and down to know the relationship. Also, you can select different items and then change it between all and n. If there are multiple attribute buttons controlling one item, if that item, for example, you can see the visibility operation. If it's all, then either of the attribute button meet its target value, then it's visible. If it's n, then it will need all the attribute button meet their target values in order for this item to be visible. So this is a convenient way to switch between the and or. And you can also change the value of the attribute button and then say, okay, I want to reset so that the target value is set to on, which is the current value. So it's as simple as that. It might look a little bit daunting, but it's really just serve one purpose to help you understand the logic behind these visibility changes. Let's follow the relationship panel. Style library. To turn on the style library, make sure that you are using MGPicker version 2, and then you go to the view and then the style. So this is the style library, and it's primarily introduced to support the style and style family used in MGPicker. A style is a set of the parameter values that contribute the visual experience of a picker item. And a style family contains a set of the styles. Each style corresponds to a different item type. For example, this style family, as we can see, if I hover the mouse over it, it contains a style for attribute button, a style for select button, and one for slider. And they are all the same name because it belongs to the same family. You can define the style for all item type in a family, including select button, command button, attribute button, slider, text, graphic item, and panel and groups. So to create a style family, I just need to select a bunch of items of different types. For example, I want a select button look like this, and then an attribute button like this, and a slider like this, and then a text like this, and then I go to this plus button and input the family name demo, and then we have 4 style in a style family name demo. So whenever I need to apply the style, I just go to the and select the picker button and then apply the style. There's also a little lock button here, which means if I select a select button and try to apply a slider style onto it, it won't work. But if you turn it off, it will work. So that's that lock icon stands for. And you can also remove the style from the library. One thing to be careful is arrow mouse button symbol click means the application of the style to the selected picker items. If you just want to select the item in the style library so you can remove them or do other stuff, you use middle mouse button. It will only select the item, but it will never apply the style. And here you can switch between local styles and other style library. If you go to this setting, you can add external source that contain different styles from other folder, and it will list out here. And by default, this local style, you can browse it. It's in within the picker data. And this is just a toggle of whether or not we want to draw the background checkerboard so that you can easily see it's transparent or not. And this is just a refresh button. If you manually copy the style file into the local library, you have to use this one to refresh. Besides that, the style library also comes with the full API support. So if you go to the help for programmer, and then go to the for programmer section and MGPicker view command, search for style. There's an apply style flag for the MGPicker view command. And why is this useful? Because sometimes you want to have a bunch of buttons and click on each button will change the style of the whole picker view. Like change all the selection button to one style, maybe darker or maybe lighter, like different visual styles. It's just designed for that. Okay, so this is a style library. Another tool panel that worth mentioning is the Picker tool panel, and it shows you all the properties and as well as the callbacks. The first one is free navigation. That means if you turn it off, the coordinate of 0.0 is always get locked at the top left corner of the picker view. You cannot move down. But when you turn it on, you can just feel free to move it as if like this picker view is massive and no boundary. So it's like free navigation. Since MGPicker version 2, every distribution of the MGPicker comes with two different versions. One is the Maya plugin version, one is the standalone version. To download them, you go to the mgland or twinkles.com and you switch to the MGPicker tab and then go to the download and then hit on the Google Drive or media file link. And then you go to this shared folder. And this is the standalone version and this is the Maya plugin version. And once we download the standalone version, here I already make the download. You just need to unzip it, extract, because you don't need to install it. You just unzip and then run the executable. So now we already have the files unzipped. You go to the MGPicker Studio folder and then go to the MGPicker_program folder and go to the bin folder and you can find the executable. You just double click on it and make sure that you let go. You got the standalone version launching. So there are many restrictions applies for the standalone mode. The biggest one, of course, is it cannot interact with the DCC at the moment. And as we can see, it also does not come with the Python execution, the script execution ability. But other than that, even you added a lot of data, added a lot of the parameters, etc., you save it, all this data won't be lost. Even we don't support the script execution, if you type and script here and save the file, it will be saved. It got pretty much all the feature except the DCC part plus the script execution. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.